Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Dr. G, and welcome back to another episode of House Calls with Dr. G. Hey, I'm so excited today. I got my good friend here, Kendrick Butler. You'll meet him in just a second. What's up? Hey, I'm so excited for what we're about to do. Another episode of House Calls with Dr. G. But check this out. On June 5th at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm kicking off my Countdown to Summer series. This is my second year doing it. My part one of this year will be called Last Minute Beach Body Prep. So there you go. We all want it. You know, the summertime's coming up. We're almost here. We're talking about what can we do from a fitness standpoint to get ourselves ready for that beach body. Why not? So I want to introduce my good friend, Kendrick Butler. Check him out on Instagram at FitLifeKen. Follow him there. He's got some great tips for you. Kendrick, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Dr. G.
Hey, so here's the deal. We're all trying to get healthy. We know about, and you guys know out there that we're all about health on Two Health with Dr. G and House Calls with Dr. G. But really, what I want to do is just kind of break down some simple things that you can do at home to continue to kickstart if your health needs a kickstart, but also to continue to support what you're doing with your health. So let me ask you this question, Kendrick. How do you start out with somebody that wants to exercise? Maybe they haven't really exercised yet, but they know they want to exercise. They got something that they're working for they're working for family. It's going to be birthdays in the summertime, family reunion, all those kind of activities. What's the best way for somebody to kind of get their fitness back on track?
Well, I mean, I would first say that definitely setting realistic expectations first and foremost, and just starting with simple things like going and walk outside. If you can commit yourself just to walking outside for 30 minutes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, eventually that's going to turn into Monday through Friday, and then every day. And then that's the beginning of you going in, getting a gym membership, and taking off from there.
Excellent. You know, the reality is that a lot of us, we do have health goals that we're working towards. Some people, we know it, they're already at the gym all the time, they're setting the tone, but for a lot of us, we're dealing with chronic conditions. We may have high blood pressure, diabetes, we might have obesity, we might have overweight status, and whatnot. And the hardest part, and sometimes the most intimidating part, is figuring out how to exercise. So what's your tips for those kind of people that maybe have some of those conditions, overweight or obesity? How do they kind of start out with their exercise plan?
The same thing I just kind of stated there, just making sure that you start something consistent. So just getting yourself moving, especially if you're obese or you've always had a weight issue. If you can get into an environment of accountability, maybe even getting a gym membership and just doing classes where it's non-judgmental and you're in an environment where it's not so much about weight training or how many calories you burn. It's about making sure that you're doing a mixture of both and being in an environment of encouragement. So I think that's one of the things that you can do for people who have that issue.
Excellent. You know, one of the things for me is I always tell my patients, start out by checking in with me. Check in with your doctor. Make sure you're ready enough to do exercise. A lot of us do it. We want to do it because we want to feel better. A lot of us, let's be honest, we want to look better. We want to fit into our swimsuits. It's summertime coming up. But we want it to be safe. So let me ask you this question. Is there a difference between like doing low intensity exercise versus high intensity? And what can that mean for somebody who's trying to approach exercise into their health plan?
Well, like you stated, definitely going and meeting with your physician and getting cleared for high intensity activities. But for the most part, I definitely believe that if you struggle with obesity or heavy weight, the best thing for you would be low intensity. And the reason why is that consistency is going to help you in the long term. And you're going to essentially burn the same amount of calories regardless. The only difference is that if you can get to a point where you can do high intensity workouts, you can set yourself up to potentially burn more calories even after that workout. But overall, just getting you moving in a low intensity environment is probably the best bet for them.
Excellent. So, summertime's one of my favorite times of the year.
Same.
Because we can do so much outdoors. There's so many summertime related activities. What are the best activities out there for people to help burn calories?
Especially outside, definitely going hiking, walking. Outside, maybe even picking up biking. There's so many different types of bikes out there. You have 2 wheels, 3 wheels, 4 wheels. Just you pedaling will be enough for you. So get out there and enjoy the weather. It's nice up here.
Hey, I tell you what, that's one of the best times. Like, we try to do it as a family. I always talk about having an accountability partner. Just doing something fun. I always tell my patients that we have this imagery of exercise and you got to be a gym rat and all that kind of stuff. But just move. Do something that you're going to be able to do. And so let me ask you this question. How do you approach that? You obviously you try to tailor things to your clients, but I'm sure that you would rather have somebody do something that that they'll be able to follow through versus some lofty goal that they may not be able to achieve.
Correct. So I think definitely, again, setting those realistic expectations and then making sure that you educate more than anything. That's something that we like to do as trainers, that we're educating our clients so that long term that they're building their independence, so that they've done enough workouts with the trainer or enough workouts in that program or enough workouts within that class that they can do those same movements on their own and feel confident about it. And that's all we want.
Excellent. So a lot of times people ask me, they're like, oh man, Dr. G, I'm just struggling to lose that last 10 pounds. I know if I could just get there, I'm going to be on top of the world. What's your kind of advice to those patients that may be needing to get that last 10 pounds out? How do we kind of get them over that plateau, that weight loss plateau?
Definitely. First thing, switch it up. You have to switch it up, so maybe add some weight training in there, change the type of food that you're eating, the amount of food that you're eating, maybe adding a little bit of cardio in there. Setting yourself up just to do something different, because that's part of it. Your body can only get so far off of what you've been doing every day. So changing things up will confuse it and put it in shock.
Excellent. What about people that maybe they are active? Let's speak to that kind of population. They're active, they're doing something, but they want to do more.
Yeah.
How do you safely rev up somebody's workout goals?
Yes. Well, safely would be to add more resistance training, because muscle metabolism is everything. If you want to burn more calories long term and you want to be in the best shape of your life, you have to put on lean muscle. So if you've just been doing step ups and walking and running and things of that nature, you're limiting the amount of calories you can burn, because implementing just a little bit of resistance in there can set you so much further ahead.
Yeah, I agree. Even though some people may want to be doing more increased physical activity, they may not necessarily be getting the body weight loss that they're looking for.
Right.
Classic example, when somebody's exercised at the beginning, the first thing that they burn for fuel to sustain that exercise is actually carbohydrate based.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us, we want to lose fat, but you have to really burn some of those carbohydrate stores that fuel that activity in the first place, and before you can eventually tap into those fat-based stores.
Yes.
And starting to develop the lean muscle. The reality is that weight loss is a very complex physiologic process when we're looking at energy balance between energy intake and energy expenditure. How do you kind of keep people realistic in their goals?
Yeah, man. I think, again, educating them, so we talked about beforehand, educating them from a movement standpoint, but educating them just on how the body works and how the average person gains muscle and how the average person burns calories, and then letting them know on a scale of 1 to average where they're at on that, and setting them up and let them know that a lot of times things are long term. You got to change your lifestyle. This is not going to be a quick fix. It's not going to be a 2 or 3 month thing.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have been listening here. Me and my good friend Kendrick Butler. Again, check him out at FitLifeKen. I tell you what, my lasting thoughts are this. Have a team. Start with your medical doctor, but remember that your doctor has resources. She or he can connect you with the people like Kendrick, personal trainers. You can be connected to nutritionists. But there's so many resources out there that are available for you. I want you to have all the tools to have a healthy and active lifestyle. Hey, don't forget to check out this episode, June 5th, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, last minute beach body prep. Thanks, Kendrick.
Thanks, Doc.
Hey, we'll catch you guys then. Peace out.